Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. Kappel here. How are you today? Today is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020. It's an interesting day. It is an interesting day today, boys and girls, because it is another pencil day. So you will take your pencil and go around and back and make your twos just like that. I bet you're wondering what our next color will be. Well, I've been looking around outside in the flowers in my garden, and I thought of this beautiful sunshiny orange, and I thought that would be a really good color for you. So be sure that as you are coloring in, you are staying very close inside the box. Your calendar should look just like mine. When we are almost done with school, I want to see pictures of your June and even your May calendar. That's fine. So I really am looking forward to seeing that you have been following my directions and you have been doing your lessons just like that. Don't forget to draw a little circle at the bottom because that is your reminder. So we are starting so far. It looks like we have an A, B pattern, but we don't have a pattern yet because remember, it must continue for at least 3 times in order for it to show that it's a repeating pattern. Okay, so make sure you work on that later on. So, my friends, are you enjoying learning about the world under the ocean, under the sea? Well, I have a wonderful nonfiction book for you today called Seahorses. That's right, and seahorses are an amazing creature. They're called seahorses because if you look very carefully at their heads, they're shaped a little bit like a horse. Okay, let's read about seahorses. So, this, of course, is a nonfiction book. You will see that there are actual photographs of real seahorses, and it's written by Sylvia M. James. So, lots of nonfiction books have tables of contents, which tells you the topics of what you are going to be reading about. So, if you were going to become an expert on seahorses, you would know that by reading the contents page, you would find out what is a seahorse, the parts of a seahorse's body, and about baby seahorses. Next to those topics, it has the page that you could just turn to find it. So, chapter 1, what is a seahorse? There are many kinds of fish. This seahorse is a kind of fish. So these are the kinds of fish that you're used to seeing right over here. Maybe you recognize that fish from Finding Nemo, Dory. That's a blue tang. Well, the seahorse is an incredible creature. And there are about 32 different kinds of seahorses. And here are some of them. So each one of these are seahorses. This is called the pygmy seahorse, the tiger tail seahorse. See that? His name is based on kind of how it looks like a tiger. This is called the giant Pacific seahorse. This is called the spotted seahorse, Barber's seahorse, and White's seahorse. I think those are named after the scientists that discovered them. And then we have the long-snouted seahorse, the thorny seahorse. This one is called pot-belly seahorse. It's got a big belly like a pot. This is called the crowned seahorse, based on how he looks. This is called the lined seahorse, the dwarf seahorse, and this one is the Canisiya seahorse. Seahorses are many different sizes. So this is the giant Pacific seahorse, and he's about 12 inches. So that's about a little bit bigger from my pinky to my thumb, a little bit bigger than that. This is the dwarf seahorse, and he's only 1.5 inches. So he's only about the size of maybe my thumb. and a half. Like, see where my knuckle is right here? That's about 1 inch, so about that size. And then you have white seahorse, which is about 5 inches. So that's like the size of my palm. Now, some are as small as grapes. The pygmy seahorse is about 3/4 of an inch, so he's about the size of a grape. And then you have some that are as big as bananas. That's the potbelly seahorse, and he's 12 inches. So if you have a ruler at home, that's about how big he would be, the size of a ruler, a 12-inch ruler. So this is a map of the continents of the world, and if you look very closely at the yellow line around the edges of the shorelines here of these right here, those are showing you where seahorses live. And they live very close to the shore because it's warmer. They like to live in warm, shallow water. Shallow is a fancy word, isn't it? It means not deep. And seahorses can live up to 4 years. So as you can see, right around here, that's where you would find all the seahorses in all the warmer waters, not up north for sure. Seahorses only live in salt water. So you will only find them in salt water, the oceans. Next chapter is parts of the seahorse's body. So this part right here, as you can see from the label, this is called the snout, and this is the seahorse's mouth. A seahorse's mouth is at the end of its snout. So here's the snout. It's kind of like a long straw. Can you think of another animal that might have something like this for food? Maybe an elephant or a honeybee's proboscis? A seahorse sucks up food with its long snout, and the seahorse uses its snout kind of like a straw. A seahorse has one eye on each side of its head. So, kind of like where your ears are, that's where the seahorse's eyes would be. A seahorse can actually look at two different places at the same time. So, we might have two eyes, but we can only see one thing, what we're seeing. You can see a little bit off to the side, that's called your periphery, but a seahorse can actually see what's going on completely over here, and he can see what's happening over there. A seahorse does not have teeth. A seahorse has fins and a tail. Well, like most fish, it has a dorsal fin, it has the pectoral fins, it has an anal fin, and here's the tail. And a seahorse swims by moving its back fin. So the dorsal fin right over here is what moves back and forth very quickly, and that's what helps them to move. However, it's not a very big fin at all, is it? No. So the seahorse's back fin moves so fast, a person's eye can hardly even see it. That's right. So if you do see a seahorse's fin moving, like in a video, they may have slowed down the film a little bit so you can see how it's moving. So because he's not a very good swimmer, he uses his tail quite a bit. A seahorse curls its tail around things to stay in one place. And looks like he's holding onto a piece of coral. Now, some seahorses can change color. Why do you think they do that? You see him here and there? He does blend in with his environment. There's a seahorse right in there too. There's one as well. From far away, if you were a fish, you probably wouldn't notice him. It's camouflage, that's right. By changing color to match what's around them, seahorses can hide from their enemies. Yeah, so anything that likes to eat seahorses, probably just a mostly bigger fish, that helps protect them. Okay, baby seahorses. A seahorse has many babies at one time. The male seahorse has the babies. Well, male means the mom or the dad. The dad, that's right, it's the boy seahorse. And this is exactly how it happens. The female, which is the mom, puts her eggs in the male seahorse's pouch. So here she is, and she's saying, okay, you're going to be in charge of the eggs. And she puts them in his pouch. And that's where they stay. She swims off. She's done. She does not stay around to raise her babies. So what happens is the babies are now in the pouch of the male seahorse. And as the babies grow, the pouch gets bigger and bigger. Do you know of another animal that has a pouch like that? A kangaroo. Yes. See how nonfiction books make you think and ask questions? Okay. What do you think happens when the seahorse babies get bigger? That's right. They swim out of the pouch when they are born. So there they go. And that's them right there. And they are so tiny. They are so small. Some of these specks that you're seeing, they could be as small as that. So, my friends, that is our story. Well, our nonfiction book called Seahorses. I would love to give you an activity, a craft activity that you can do to make a seahorse, and you can pick any of these beautiful colors to make a seahorse. And then when you color him and cut him out, hide him somewhere in your home. Find some place in your house that matches the color that you chose. If you chose yellow and you have maybe a yellow wall in the bathroom, tape him up and hang him up in there, and then ask your grown up to take a picture of him. If you wanted to make him maybe the color of your trash can, hang him up by the trash can. If you wanted to make him the color of your curtains, hang him up near your curtains. Okay, so pick a seahorse color that you have around your home, color him, cut him out or her, and take a picture of him. I'd love to see him where you have him hanging, so in his environment that matches his body color. All right, my friends, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye bye for now.